Hello my amazing family, welcome back to another video. How are we all doing? I trust you're doing well. Today we'll be making this delicious looking Edikang Ikong soup, another soup from Akwa Ibom State. So stay back, relax, and let's cook together. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to click the subscribe button and be a part of this family. Let's cook together. Thank you. So for the protein, you can actually use whatever suits you. For this particular soup, I'll be using goat's meat. I also will be using cow liver, some cow skin as well is in there. I have chopped onions in it. The meat has been washed thoroughly and put in a clean pot. So now I just added to the pot as well salt, seasoning cubes. We are going to allow this boil in its own juice for a bit before we add water, so it can absorb all the sweetness from what has been added to it. Now I'm adding chopped Cameroon pepper, that's the fresh one. The stockfish has been washed but not deboned yet. I just want it to be well cooked, then I'll take it out and debone it. So for now, we're just going to cover and allow it cook. Then we'll come back to it. So for the other ingredients, I have crayfish, onions, which is very important for this recipe. I have periwinkle, which has been taken out from the shell. It's looking like that because I got it in the dry form, so I just put in hot water to freshen it up. And then I have catfish. It's been smoked, or could I say grilled. I grilled it myself in the oven, so I'll be using that for the soup. So the key ingredient for this soup is our pumpkin leaf, which we commonly call ugu. So I'm just going to show you guys how I plug it out before washing and slicing it. If you watch closely on the screen, you'll see how I am taking out the unwanted part, leaving behind some of the sticks, not a lot of it, and then the leaf itself, the pumpkin leaf itself, which we'll be using. So this is a very popular soup associated with the people of Akwa Ibom State and Cross River. It is basically your meat, pumpkin leaf and water leaf, cooked with palm oil with very little water or no water at all. On this channel, I have another video where I use an alternative leaf to prepare this Edikang Ikong soup. I'll link it up here. You can also check that out. So if you live in diaspora where we do not always find pumpkin leaf and water leaf, you also have an alternative that you can use and still enjoy this meal. So now I'm back to the pot. So now at this point I'm adding the catfish. The catfish I grilled on my own. We'll just cover and continue cooking. And here we have the water leaf. I'll also show you guys how you can clean this as well, taking out the unwanted parts and leaving the ones we'll be using. So what you do is just plug a few of the leaves, because you don't want to use all of those thick. Cut it in the middle and then take out the fruit parts which you don't need. And that's what I have in my hand left, is what we'll be using for the soup. We'll wash and then slice it. I always prefer to wash my vegetables before slicing, so I feel when you slice before washing, you wash out a lot of nutrients that would have been beneficial to the body. And then sometimes if it has sand in it, it's quite difficult to wash it out totally. You would be eating into sand and that won't be pleasant to the teeth or the mouth. So I'm still in the process of showing us how we can clean our water leaf. I just cut out the stem and that is it. That's the part we need. So I'm going to clean all of the rest off the camera. So now I've washed the pumpkin leaf and then we are slicing them now. You can see the way I'm slicing, that's how it's being sliced. Not being chopped into like big chops, no. We slice them very thinly, slice them. Thinly slice the pumpkin leaf. In Akwa Ibom, pumpkin leaf is called Ikong and then water leaf is called Momo Ikong. So the soup in itself is called Edikang Ikong. Edikang Ikong is made up of Ikong and Momo Ikong, pumpkin leaf and water leaf. And the method to which I'm using to cook this food or this soup is different from the method I use in cooking the diaspora version. So I encourage you to also look up that video as well and watch and see. Edikang Ikong can be prepared in different ways, so you can watch and decide which one suits you. So I'm just going to cut or slice the rest of the pumpkin leaf off the camera, since we see how this is done. So now we are back to the pot. Now you can see we have just very little liquid remaining. The meat is very soft, the stockfish as well. I'm going to debone the stockfish off the camera. I'll just take this pot off from the gas and bring in a fresh pot so that we can continue cooking. The water leaf I already washed and sliced off the camera. Now in the pot I added the palm oil that we're going to use to cook, a generous amount of it, because Edikang Ikong is made with oil. And when the oil is hot, I'll be adding the sliced onions. We'll just stir and allow it cook for like a minute or two, not for very long. And then I'll be adding crayfish now. The onions is ready. We'll fry the crayfish as well. The remaining one in the bowl I'm going to be adding when the soup is ready. And then after frying the crayfish for a bit, I now add the chopped water leaf into the pot. So here we just mix, and we're going to cover and allow it cook for 3 to 4 minutes before we add up any other thing. Cover now and allow it cook. Back to the pot now. The water leaf is ready. Time to introduce the meat. The meat and the fish, stockfish and everything goes back into the pot now. The water leaf on its own brings out a lot of water. So we'll just mix and allow it to cook again for another 3 minutes. And then the soup is almost ready. Guys, you can enjoy this soup with anything: fufu, gari, semo, wheat, plantain flour, swallow, or whatever. This is one soup I enjoy so much as well. See, that water leaf in itself generates a lot of water, but it's fine. The soup isn't too watery, which is the most important thing. That's why I do not want to put water now. So to the pot now, we just added the sliced pumpkin leaf, and we're just going to mix. I added salt to it because the taste needed to be adjusted. So the pumpkin leaf goes in, and we're not going to cook for too long because we don't want the green pumpkin leaf to turn brown and then the food is ready. We'll leave it in for 1 minute. So here we are, food is ready. Let's go to the dining table and enjoy ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.